And action.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to episode 58 of the world famous Fact Cast. As always, I am one of your hosts. My name is Matt Miller. We just got done talking about Syria. We'll see how much I cut it up because we were going off in all sorts of directions, talking about religion, talking about. That's probably the weirdest one. Anyway, so we're going to talk about the news a little bit. And the most recent thing that happened, that's been exciting, that in kind of our world of, you guys aren't quite as crazy on Reddit. Me and Zach, we're quite into this website. It's called reddit.com. Okay, people are into it. Okay, it's a hot new thing.
Reddit.com? I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it.
So on April 1st, we're talking about r/place, if you know of it. If you don't, I'm going to give you a quick breakdown. Okay, you don't know about it?
This also,
Nick DiCarlo.
By the way, this isn't necessarily, it's not necessarily news, but I think it's newsworthy.
Zachary
really
Barberin
fucking cool.
and Nick Olguin.
It's internet news, we'll call it.
Yeah, pretty much. So this happened on a new subreddit. It was kind of a toy for April 1st.
Which is like Reddit the past few years has done like a social experiment type of April Fool's joke, so to speak. Not
even a joke, but just like a random kind of quirky and weird. What the fuck's phone is that?
Tell Shayna you have to call her back.
Okay, so this is a comment underneath. What is r/place about? This is a subreddit. The subreddit is out of the loop. So someone on Reddit was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Some guy says, on April 1st, the biggest internet war was created or something like that. Maybe not. Each person can place a single pixel every 10 minutes on basically...
Every 5 minutes.
Every 5 minutes? Well, this guy's wrong. Sorry. Every 5 minutes on a big JPEG picture. So it's basically did they use Flash or something? They might have used Flash.
Who knows? But just imagine like Microsoft Paint, huge fucking image. I think it was
Canvas, whatever.
I think it was maybe 1 million pixels by 1 million pixels or something like that, or maybe 1 million pixels in total.
Yeah, maybe
1 million pixels in total.
So they have
every 5 minutes. Game. You could only place one pixel every 5 minutes, and it was a colored pixel. But quickly,
you can pick your color.
And this happened for 72 hours, but it didn't take long for subreddits to get together and team up to make a little image on this huge JPEG.
So subreddits, of course, you can have a different subreddit for many different topics. They're
just different
on
politics
one, but there were big battles against people Pokemon versus Yu-Gi-Oh, where people were competing in different little areas. And it's like the anime corner and stuff. And there was a blue corner and a red corner.
Well, it kind of started off, I think the way that it kind of started off was really basic things. People didn't necessarily know what to do. At first there was a lot of really dumb things that people were doing. And so just basic things like the blue corner. And then you had the green lattice and these really basic things. But after a while, people started teaming up and started forming patterns. Then you had Rainbow Road, and people would make on this huge image a rainbow road. And then it kind of went beyond that, and all these different subreddits started wanting to get their logo or their banner on this huge JPEG. And it went even further than that. It went even further than that, because then I think someone had mentioned something about people on r/place there's no culture there or something like that. So someone decided to put the fucking Mona Lisa on there, and then all of a sudden you had this group of probably thousands of people at one time placing pixels to make the Mona Lisa, and the Mona Lisa is fucking on there. Van Gogh is on there. Then you have pretty much almost anything that's popular in 2017 has a sprite or something on there. It's so fucking great. It's pure. And then people started putting flags on there. There's a shit ton of flags.
So speaking of flags, Switzerland, I want to say, was one of the biggest ones. What's the yellow and blue flag?
Just the whole. I think it was Sweden. I think Sweden had pretty much the entire
top,
the northeast of the map.
Mm-hmm. No, not that much, but they had a shitload. Anyway, so
they had a huge portion.
The only reason why I know this is because I subscribe to a subreddit called Shovel Knight, which is a video game that's kind of like Mega Man, DuckTales, all that shit.
Mega Man is on there.
And they're like, all right, we're trying to take a little bit of Sweden right now, and we reached out to them. We'll see what they say, everyone. And then someone the mod got a response back. It's they laughed at me. And they were like, fuck r/Sweden. And then all of the, like, there's not that many people on the Shovel Knight one, but they all hate r/Sweden now.
It got so competitive. Like, I probably placed maybe like 15 pixels.
I placed like 5.
But like, it got so competitive. But it was also really kind of a beautiful thing because like in the first maybe like 12 hours, maybe people started putting like swastikas and like, mainly swastikas and like sure, hate speech or dicks or all kinds of different shit.
If it was
and like
days,
very quickly, the entirety of people on r/place fought against that shit. And there's no fucking swastikas on there. Like there's dumb little things on there, but there's no swastikas, there's no hate speech. And like really there was a lot of like symbolism of like peace between different countries, because like there would be like where flags would join on the map, like people would like team up, and then people made like alliances, and I don't know, it's just like this really beautiful social experiment. Like it's like at the same level that Twitch plays Pokemon, but a little bit more beautiful in some ways because there was so much like teamwork that people put into it. Like people banded together with their little like subreddits of their communities to put these things on there. Like
it's so weird because we have the internet that can connect us all instantly, but very seldomly we figure out a way to do it. Usually it's like who do you think is going to win American Idol? Text 4 for Paula Dean. You know, like
I for one would love to see Paula Dean win American Idol. That would be wonderful. But
you guys got to see the final image though. We gotta pull this up.
It'll be up in the middle. Pull it up on your phone and show it to everybody.
But yes, sometimes the more connected we are, the more divided we are.
You know, I just want to say that like you guys gotta see this because it was like the coolest and funniest thing. Like there's just so many funny little little battles that were happening, like people fighting for space. And it was just hilarious. Like I remember on like the r/Arizona subreddit, Arizona was trying to like get a logo created, and same thing. I think they were trying in like the northeast part of the map, and like the Swedish were like, well, what do you have to offer? Like you know, it's like trying to make an alliance just to get a little bit of space to put your flag on there. It's just hilarious. Really cool social experiment, though.
So I'll put the video on this video that I looked up on the bottom of our comment section or whatever. It's someone made a video of like the best parts of r/place. It's a gigantic game JPEG.
Oh God, there's a Rocket League one.
Why would there not be a Rocket League one, Nick?
It's fucking spawn of Satan.
Look at this. This shit's hilarious. It's so great.
So I think I might show it here, but there's a moment where someone put up a frog of Pepe, and he's on top of like a flag or something, this area, and Mega Man's on the other side, and Pepe's like peeing on the flag. Someone like made it so Pepe's peeing on the flag, and then they made it so Mega Man shoots a big gigantic blast through Pepe and they kill him. And there's like a video of like it all happening, and it's really fucking funny. And it's still there, like the thing of like this frog Pepe or whatever it is, and he's still peeing, but Mega Man's blasting through his stomach. And then at the very last second, like you know how Mega Man has his little buster, right? Uh-huh. Someone like put a pixel on the top of it, so it looked like a middle finger, so it looks like he's flicking him off, and it's very funny. There's 2 Mega Mans on this thing.
It was so fun to watch, and I'm glad that I was able to be like at least a tiny little part of it. I wish I could have played a bigger role. But it's just so cool to see the way that like people teamed up. Like I wonder how like the people who came up with the idea, I wonder how surprised they were by it to see like people put the fucking Mona Lisa on there. The best one, I thought, the best little area that I liked was there's fucking David Bowie, like Ziggy Stardust, like it's so perfect. It just, and then I saw
that, but I was thinking about the David Bowie thing, and I was like, he's only on there because it's 2017, but whatever, it's kind of cool.
So many. Well, he's on there because he's a legend, and there was a lot of like fucking Dark Side of the Moon like was on there, like the fucking album artwork from Dark Side of the Moon was on there, which was in that like black area. Well, there were so many different communities that came about on r/place. And one of the funnier ones was
Nick,
The Void.
How much time's on there?
19 minutes.
Cool.
But one of the funnier communities on there was The Void, which their whole object was just place black pixels and like try to destroy people's artwork.
Destroy shit. But they want to make it black and like a little bits like white and stuff, so it's kind of creepy. Did you notice that?
Yeah, it's fucking just hilarious. Like the Void would get on there and just like fuck shit up, and then you had people that were like banding together, that were like teaming up like to try to like save their artwork. And I don't know, it's just like the teamwork and like the community.
Well, the thing, it happened all over
for something
days?
so
3 days.
3 days. That's just so interesting that something that had no like culture or story whatsoever appeared out of fucking nowhere, and just because people can place a dot on a screen, it became one of the most interesting things that's like happened.
Definitely, like it's going down in internet history.
Yeah,
like it's up there. It's up there with Twitch Plays Pokemon. Like I didn't play a role in Twitch Plays Pokemon at all, but god damn it,
the biggest thing Reddit has ever done to like, so besides being Reddit, you know, to solidify themselves more. Like 4chan did a lot of like weird shit, you know, that has like put themselves in internet history. Like they cheated fucking Time magazine's like top like 25 people of something, and they did all sorts of shit. But Reddit hasn't really done anything except for
Reddit already has a place in internet history without a doubt.
No,
I mean Reddit has a lot of Reddit's had a lot of witch hunts, like, you know, after the Boston bombing, that was like one of the more infamous things. But Reddit also had a lot of positive things, like the Reddit Secret Santa, which still happens. But that was like one of the
right?
Yeah, that was like that goes back into like Reddit history like for a while. But I don't know, just internet history, the r/place, one of the coolest, most hilarious. Like there were so many funny communities. Like I found one that was like Healers Guild, and then they would just like, all they did was like they would get on there and place pixels to like help like
That's really
different logos.
Funny.
There were so many of them. Yeah, Mona Lisa clan.
If I would have found Healers Guild, I wouldn't have slept the whole night, because I would have been like, I can fix.
And people were on there, and I can't remember what. There was some type of chat thing where you could like, you know, to where you're in like a chat room, but like with your headset, and people would team up together to like get their artwork on there. It's just such a beautiful social experiment, and it makes it really exciting to think what Reddit will do next year, because this was by far their most popular. Like last year, they did some chat room thing to like see how big a chat room could grow.
Yeah, see, I don't even remember that.
Everyone,
this is like the only one
everyone
really
in the chat room. So it started off with like 2 people. Everyone in the chat room had to like agree to like grow the chat room, and I think like the largest one had like 5,000 people in it or something like that. And the year before that, they did something called r/TheButton. And it was like this button that could be pushed.
Oh,
it didn't make any fucking sense.
So
I didn't think it was that interesting, but basically,
but the button was you get one button press, and the button press restarts the 60-second clock, and every single person gets one. And if you make a new Reddit account, then fine, whatever, you can click the button like one more time, so it adds another minute. But it went on for what?
2 months or something like that.
A couple months. I remember I waited a long time to use mine, but people were obsessed with. So as the clock would go down, it would change colors from green at like 60 or something like that, you know, to orange, red, blue. But like they were like, you would save
purple was in like the last 10 seconds.
Purple was in the last 10 seconds if you like click in the last 10 seconds. But of course, everyone else would click in the last 10 seconds too. So maybe you would get a green color because you clicked in the last 60, and it was just a double click. You know, and then you would comment, and after you would comment, it would show like a thing called a flare on Reddit, and it'd be like, oh, I'm a 10-seconder, I'm a 15-seconder, and it'd be like, oh, that guy's pretty fucking cool. Like, I thought the button was a very interesting.
I didn't like the button personally, but it's just really exciting to think what Reddit will do next year, because r/place was like one of the most fun, and like I just was like cracking up the whole time at like watching these pixels being placed and just like cracking up at the artwork that people were putting on there. It got a little bit ridiculous, and they ended at a good time, because a lot of people were putting scripts on there to like save their artwork, you know, just like writing scripts to where there was like a bot that was just placing
doing
pixels.
Over and over again.
But seriously, such a cool social experiment, and I really want to see more of those, because, like I said, I didn't take a part in Twitch Plays Pokemon, but I'm very well aware of that, because I remember when that was happening, and that is another thing that is just like so fucking amazing to me, that a bunch of people typing in random fucking commands and ended up fucking beating the Elite Four. I hope that someday they make like a shortened movie version or something, because that shit is also super hilarious.
Well, the thing about, I guess let's do closing thoughts here, but the thing about like the social experiment things is it only really works the first time, and there already is an r/place too, because like, okay, well let's do it again, you know. But It's not the same. It's only like the very first time, and it's fresh and it's new.
Yeah, it has to become popular organically.
But you
like
could,
banging
you could
a new
create,
girl.
You could create a game though. You could create a game though and say, so r/place came out and it was available right instantly. It was like, this is a thing. Here you go, April 1st. They could build hype with something like this. Another like whatever the next thing is, the button r/place, whatever. But like, and Reddit posted on Twitter saying, or on their fucking.
Why not just do the play? r/place was so fun. They should just do it yearly. Like they should do it yearly towards the end of the year. Just like this is the 2017 r/place is the like. I just thought it was so fucking fun and awesome just to watch it.
Oh my god!
Awesome.
If they did it next year, they could do it for charity, where you say you have to. I mean, no, not as many people will play it, but if you put your credit card down and every block you placed was 1 cent.
Well, there was already something
5
like
cents?
that because actually, what r/place reminded me of, there used to be like a Geosites website that like some dude he charged like $1 per pixel or something like that. And
Yes, I remember that.
Do you remember that? And it looked very similar to r/ like that's what r/place reminded.
But that was the $1 million webpage or something. Anyway, Nate Carlo, Nick O'Gean. What do you guys think?
Sounds like
You
y'all
guys
need to
aren't
go
Reddit?
get a life.
It's so sad that you guys. I feel bad that we were talking this whole time. You guys should have seen it. It's fucking awesome and just
I wish
so
I would've
Somebody's
known
got to
about
be
it.
devil's advocate.
Yep.
And you wonder why the older generations thinks that us millennials are entitled pricks.
Oh, I don't give a fuck. That r/place will be on. Well, it'll
We're
be on fucking
entitled pricks because we like putting
r/place.
dots on a JPEG.
r/place
If
deserves
anything,
to be
we
in
take
the
pride
loop.
in the little things.
Well,
Hey,
r/place.
cheers to that.
The final image from r/place deserves to be in
are
the
we
loop.
talking about your? Never mind.
All right, we're not quite done yet. We're going to do one last small segment. I have a question of the night. And
We got to talk about beer.
Victor Sports Box.
That's the question of the night. Victor Sports Bar. We'll be right back.